Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, last day of the week for the show. My hair is driving me nuts this morning. I'm sorry. I'm going into phase 2 of my hair coloring because phase 1 didn't work. As you can see, it's kind of all over the place. But anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had a hair tie next to me. Otherwise, I would have done this sooner. But nothing seems to be working right now. So anyway, I'm sorry. All right. Whatever this is that's happening. It looks like I have a animal tail hanging off of me here. All right. So let's do this. The universe has your back. Good morning, older sibling. And I know I'm really disappointed in the colors. I don't know. Part of me is just saying, go back to brown. Go back to your natural hair color. All right. What do we got today? My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. There you go. All right. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Now, it says universe. I get it. It's literally the universe has your back deck. But let's look at this a little bit. Okay. We are talking about, you know what? I don't know why, but I suddenly had an urge to pull a card or two. I know. This stuff just kind of happens. So anyways, all right. So I know it says it's the universe has your back cards. All right. So here's the thing. If you have a higher power that you turn your faith to, then it's, then this is the level of faith that you have in your higher power. Or if you believe in the higher faith and you have a belief in the universe, you're good to go. Okay. As long as you believe in both. Because that's just it, right? Trust the process, have faith, believe, all these wonderful things. I'm very fidgety today. Just realized that I'm very, very fidgety today. Good morning, Muddy. Yeah, wow. It's like bad fidgety today. So I think I'm just mad at my hair because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I know I'm sad. But anyways, okay. Just give me a second. My brain is just kicking in hard this morning. So, all right, let's do this. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Just give me this. This is a brain in action, right? All the stuff we talk about, all right. My brain is kicking in hard this morning. So anyways, all right. Let's see if we can do this. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So what it's saying is if you are going to trust your process, you have got to believe in your higher power, in your, your higher power, in the universe, wherever you put your faith into, both if necessary. Because if you don't, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Not literally, but figuratively. You're just making it harder and harder and harder for yourself because you are stifling your path. You are saying, I want to put this out here, but then you're not trusting the process. And that is definitely not helpful for you, right? That kind of hinders your progress. So I'm sorry there. Let me get all that hair out of my way. All right. Now we can go. I don't know what's happening here. So just bear with my hair. All right. Woo. Just bear with my hair. What is happening today? Oh my God. I'm glad it's Thursday. This is going to be one of those days. Maybe. But I trust in the universe to make it better. See what I did there? See what I did there? There you go. It's turning into one of those shows where it's like, let me tell you a story while I fix my face and do my hair. No, this is this is just This is just my, dare I say it, my brain just going rogue. So, and you know, obviously not a bad thing. I mean, the ADD or the ADHD is kicking in hard this morning. And that's okay. That's okay. We're going to talk about all this next week to learn how to balance it. Or I think we're going to talk about it next week. That's the plan, to be honest with you, but I'm not 100% sure yet because, what do you call it? I'm not 100% sure yet because I want to make sure we have enough days to talk about it. So I know, I'm sorry. Here I go again. I know my girls on here. Did I say good morning, Muddy, an older sibling? They're probably like, what are you doing on this show this morning? All right. So while I fidget with my hair, my awkward multicolored hair, I'm going to try to map this out for us. All right. So, not trying to be one of those shows that does their hair and does their makeup and all that stuff. At the same time, I just figure maybe if I keep my hands busy, my brain will follow. So, I'm not sure that I necessarily 100% agree that your happiness is a direct reflection of your level of faith in the universe. However, I don't think it is completely wrong. Because when we put our trust and our faith in something out there, we are allowing ourselves to have faith that everything is going to work out. And when everything works out, we're happy, right? But remember, here's the thing. The universe, it responds to energy. It responds to the flow of the energy. So if you're putting out something negative, you're going to get back something negative. And if you're putting out something positive, you're going to get back something positive. And it's just kind of like a give and take, right? The universe is going to respond to you. It is going to respond to you. So that being said, you have to decide the energy that you want to put out there. I swear I look like an old lady right now. I don't mean that in a mean way. Pretty sure that Sylvester and Tweety, old lady, look younger than I do right now. I mean, it's not about age or anything. My hair is just awkward. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me in the last 20 minutes, but oh my God, you guys, just hold on one second. I don't know what's happening to me this morning. It's like my brain is just totally rebelled. And I mean, I was doing okay this morning and I was just kind of wandering. And then the minute I hit live on this, first I hit live and then it didn't go live. And I was like, what's happening? What's going on here? And then I realized, oh, I didn't actually hit live. I just kind of hit the screen and then it did its thing. And then all of a sudden I hit live and then my whole brain just went, nope. Not in a bad way. I'd rather have this brain that's happening right now than the one that says nope and just, face flat under the ground and just lays there for about 20 minutes, contemplating life and having an existential crisis. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you right now, the reason I'm not stopping this is because people need to understand that this is what brains do sometimes, especially a dinged up brain. And mine's definitely dinged up between my mental health and the several concussions I've had from doing dumb things. Plus, officially getting that wonderful, beautiful diagnosis of those 4 crazy letters. I don't mean crazy in a mean way either. I mean, no disrespect to anyone. It's just kind of like, what is happening? Probably the longest you guys have seen me without my glasses in a long time. So I'm just going to take a moment, all right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, maybe that's what this is saying. My level of happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So, and I do believe in that. Like, if you keep putting out bad stuff, that means you're not trusting the universe to hand you what you want, right? You're just kind of like, grumble, 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 grumble. And, but when you trust the universe, everything maybe feels like it's kind of settling in, doing its thing, just kind of like, yeah, peace, love, harmony. This is not necessarily in the world, but hopefully in your life. So I feel like the reason this is all happening is because maybe the universe is trying to tell me to let other people know that it's okay. It's okay. There's no reason to be ashamed. I'm certain, you know what? 2 years ago, maybe even 3, 4, 5, definitely 10 years ago, if this happened on one of my shows, I would have started over. I mean, I didn't do a show 10 years ago, but if I would have been doing anything, if I would have been recording anything, I would have been like, nope, I'm out. Let's start over. And then all the girls on here that are watching right now that go live with me would be sitting there going, what happened? Where'd she go? And then they'd be texting me, I lost connection. Oh yeah, that was me. But, you know, because I generally have these two on and they do feed into the commentary from time to time, I should call this like the Aloha Roundtable. Or the Roundtable Perspective. That would be great, the Roundtable Perspective. Because I don't really do enough Hawaiian stuff for it to really qualify as an Aloha type of thing, because I think that's misleading for some people. But the reason I called it the Aloha Perspective was initially it was suggested something like the Mahalo Perspective or something, you know, but that's thanking people, right? So, but Aloha is a feeling. It's a way of life. It's love. It's like trying to look at things through this perspective of Aloha, you know, not just necessarily talking about Hawaiian things all the time, because there's a lot of accounts out there that already do that. And I love those, and I don't want to tread on them because I don't know enough. You know, I was born in Hawaii. I was raised out in San Diego. I live in Orange County. I'm basically a Southern California girl. And while I love my culture and where I come from, I am very United Nations. I am a mutt. And, you know, I try to embrace a lot of them. I try to understand and see a lot of them. I mean, believe it or not, I have so much stuff in me that I can still cheer in the World Cup because my Filipino side, my Asian side is very strongly Spain based. So, I mean, hell, the Philippines is named after one of the kings of Spain, right? So, King Philip. So there you go. But anyways, that aside, so you're going to have to deal with my brain today. It is squirreling in 9,000 directions. This is literally going to be the show, a little bit of something, whole lot of everything. I'm also, not to be TMI, but today is the first day of my cycle. So I think that's also contributing to the, you know, kind of a hormone flux of sorts and just making me go all haywire. Anybody who has a normal brain would know how much a girl's monthly friend can upend your cycle, you know, can upend your brain. Just kind of like, you pause. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, 10 years ago, I was cursing my brain. I was just, you know, 9 years ago, I ended up in intense therapy and got rid of a lot of garbage I didn't need to, really kind of set myself on my healing journey. And, you know, 6 years ago, I started this small little thing called the Daily Vibe, which eventually became the Aloha Perspective, which is basically, I think, the last 5 years, this November. But where was I going with that? Oh, but I would have hated this brain. I hated this brain. I found a video of myself, you guys, from 4 years ago. 4 years ago this last April. And it devastated me. It devastated me because I was literally showing what my mental health was like at the time and how it does get sometimes. How it just kind of, you know, just comes so fast that it upends you. It's like taking a water pill for your brain, but not on purpose. And, you know, you're just kind of like, oh. And I was in tears and I recorded it and I put it out there because I said, you know, we always talk about the balance and we always talk about what it's like to have a good day of mental health, but we don't always put out there what it looks like when we have a bad day. And the caption I put on this video was, I just want to be happy again. That's 4 years ago. And I looked at it and I mean, I felt for this person in the video, even though it was me. It was like kind of having an out-of-body experience in a way, going back and seeing how I was just 4 years and a couple months ago. And it blew my mind how far I've come, because it's been a long time since I've had a day like that. Knock on wood, because I don't want that to happen. Because I finally really kind of leaned in to the mental health. I leaned into the the fact that I have depression, that I have a diagnosis of major depressive disorder, and that doesn't make me, it doesn't make me sadness from inside out, even though sadness ended up really kind of saving the day, right? But it kind of makes me just a person. Sometimes it just has to work a little harder on the brain power, on the brain work. And having been diagnosed now with ADHD and having to deal with MDD was kind of like, whoa, wait, what do you mean, Muddy? It blew your mind too? Oh, right, because I didn't know people commented on this, right? So did you get a notification that I liked your comment? Because I was like, oh, I'm hearting all these things from like a bazillion weeks ago, 300 weeks ago, right? And I'm all, they're probably going to be like, what the hell, Shelly Marie? What is this? Or what are you just catching on now? But I don't know if that's what you're referring to. But if it is, it was just, if I was more technologically savvy, I would have done a side-by-side video, but I have no idea how to do those. I don't. So I'm just kind of like, well, I guess this one's just going to get away from me. So it just kind of did. But, okay. So Muddy said, yeah, I did. That's how I saw it again. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just, but yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Not crazy nuts. All right. And please don't ever say that to somebody. That's a horrible thing to say to someone. Yeah, you're nuts. No. People, I think about the fact that Sigmund Freud lived into the 20th century. Carl Jung died in the 60s. And I think that was only like 60 years ago, right? Freud was like maybe 160 years ago. 120 some odd years ago, when he really started, when psychology really felt like it was starting to take root. And modern psychology. And I think, how many people could have been helped? How many people would not have been thrown in what they used to call the loony bin, because of that? Did you know that women who menopaused or were in perimenopausal, now that we know what perimenopausal is, and it's becoming more of a popular and accepted term, realizing now that menopause is actually menopause is when you haven't had a period for 12 months straight. Okay. And so basically you have like one day of menopause. So it's like you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, it's been a year. Nothing's going to happen. And then the next day is postmenopause. So menopause exists for one day, basically, one moment. Whereas it's perimenopause and then it's postmenopause. And, but women that were going through perimenopause and even postmenopause, because it is such a hormonal fluctuation, they were put into asylums. That's how people got rid of people back then. And it's devastating. It's devastating to know that women were put in there for hysteria. Just because people didn't understand our brains. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I lived about 160 years ago, I'd probably be in one of those places, because I can't always control my brain. I try. People say, well, just handle it. Just control it. Just don't think about it. It's like, really? It's like that little 2-year-old that wants to get your attention and just going like this until you pay attention. Mental health is hard to explain. And when you add other little things into it, it gets a little more complicated. So now I'm dealing with 3 things, because I'm perimenopausal, have major depressive disorder, and been diagnosed with ADHD. So it's kind of like, I mean, they all coexisted together in the last year. All right, I can't lie. But having acknowledged the fact of the latest diagnosis, I thought, you know what? I'm going to lean into it and see how I can put it all together and make it work for me. Not in the sense of, oh, woe to me, but no, in the sense of, how do I balance it? And how do I make it so that this does not upend my life, so that I'm still in charge of my life? I can't help it when my brain goes rogue. But the best thing I can do for myself is to trust the universe and this process and whatever it is that it's trying to teach me, and lean into it. And I think that's a lot of times why we struggle with some of the things that we struggle with, why we don't trust in our higher power, why we don't trust in the universe, or why we lose faith in a lot of things, because we're so busy running from something that, you know, we're just continually running until we stop. And that's how my healing journey was. You know, 4 years ago, I posted a video, like I just said, you know, just me in tears. I mean, it wasn't just like tears. I mean, my eyes were red, it just tears coming down, you know, your face all wrinkled like it's going to fall off. And just looking at that and going, oh my God. And I felt empathy for myself 4 years ago. And then immediately I thought, damn, I've come a long way. Such a long way in such a short amount of time. And I think that was meant for me to see. I don't even know how I saw it. It just kind of, I was looking on a different page that I run, my Aloha Perspective page, and somehow it was on there, and it was just showing, I clicked something by accident, and all of a sudden I could see all these videos I posted before, and it's like, whoa. And like I said, I saw that, and I was just, but I really think trusting in my spirit table, my higher powers, and the universe has helped me get this far, because I'm learning how to trust the process. I'm learning how to move with things instead of against it. This is what I meant by I've been on a healing journey for a long time, but it really only took root probably in the last 4 or 5 years, where I really kind of buckled down and said, yeah, this is what I need to do. This is what I've got to do to get better. And I stopped running, because I do remember very vaguely after posting that video, older sibling had heard me crying, and, you know, she came in, she's like, are you okay? And, you know, she's standing at my door, and she's just kind of like, are you okay? And it's like, no. And then I said, I just need some alone time. And I think I laid down for a while. And then when I came downstairs, I don't even know if we talked or we just sat. That part I can't remember. Everything else is kind of a blur after that. But when I posted that, I thought, you know what? We spend so much time wearing, you know, doing the fake it till you make it, wearing the mask. And I thought, I need to run at this instead of away from it. You know, I mean, I was at the end of my 40s in that video. And I just thought, you know what can I do? When I look back now, like I said, I can't honestly remember everything that happened that day. It really is a huge blur. I don't even remember what caused it. But it could have been anything. Could have been, you know, just feeling lonely, or all the plans I had made for my life, about to turn 50, none of them had panned out. And then you go through this whole, what if I would have leaned into this diagnosis sooner? What if I had not listened to the voices around me or the people around me that said, hey, no, you got to be stronger, or, you know, do this or do that, or this, that, or, you know, you don't need help. You don't need this. You don't need that. What if I had gotten help earlier? Who would I have been? But at the same time, I wouldn't have had the experiences that brought me to that moment, because you never know who that helped. I don't share these things because I want attention. I share these things and I do these shows because I'm hoping beyond hope that it touches one person. I had wonderful feedback from somebody yesterday who says, you know, I don't get on your show live very often, but I do watch it and it's helped me. And just one person, you know, if that's what this means, then that's what it needs to be. Because I know that life can be very, very difficult, especially right now. Right now, it blows my mind every day I wake up. It's just kind of like, oh, what fresh hell are we in for today? But then you see humanity, and you see humanity stepping up for one another. And it kind of reminds you that, you know, if you're biblical, then, you know that there's that battle raging, right? And the battle raging, maybe it's just found its way to a physical presence. And that's what we're doing now. We're just, the battle of good and evil is just happening right in front of our eyes instead of behind the veil. But, and if you're not biblical, it's okay, because there's still that battle, right? That balance that needs to be maintained. And, but I think sometimes when we stop getting mad about everything and we start refocusing and putting love back into this world, maybe that's how we're going to save it. And I know it feels like I just veered off from my original subject, but I think what happened is that I stopped worrying about what I thought my life should be. And I just leaned into the fact that I don't know what's going to happen from day to day. I don't know what's coming at me. I don't know what's passed me by. I don't know. Right? Like the dad in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I don't know. He was great. But we just kind of do the do. And doing the do means trusting the universe, trusting your higher power, trusting both. Because I'm telling you, if that girl sobbing on that video 4 years ago can be this person now, whose biggest problem today is a squirreling brain and random hair colors, then I'll take it. Because that means that running at it finally worked. And it's not always easy, guys. I ended up in therapy. So this is funny. The appointment they gave me so I could get back into therapy, because older sibling and I were talking about this, is about 6 months, maybe about 5 months. No. It was April. So maybe about 7 months. I called. It's older siblings. So I think you need to call, because, it's just, you seem to be. And I think it was because I was turning 50 and I had to give up the idea of, ever having kids. And that was a hard one for me. I had to fully embrace my role as a feral aunt. And that was a very big struggle for me, and because I really thought it was something that would happen for me in my life. And, I thought I'd, find my one by the time I hit 50, and none of that happened. And I think a lot of that is 50 loomed. I wasn't having a midlife crisis. I was like having a look, let's look back and see what didn't happen instead of just look forward with excitement. And so I called to get it there. I called to go into therapy, and my intake day was on my birthday. And the girl's like, she's all, your date of birth? And I told her, and she's all, well, happy 50th birthday. And I'm like, thanks. And I said, this is exactly where I wanted to be on my 50th birthday. And she started laughing. And I said, no, but really, I said, this is like the best present I've given myself ever. Because I had decided that I could not control 100% my destiny. I can make plans. But, what do they say when, life happens while you're busy making plans? And I didn't want to miss any more of my life. That girl in that video from 2022, she needed someone to step up for her. She needed someone to take control and to say, you know what? The way we take control is by becoming friends with what we have always perceived to be our enemy, which was my brain, which was my depression. I let it fester and go for so long that by the time I finally started getting help, it unleashed like a tidal wave of just things and emotions and feelings, years and years and years worth. And it kept going. And because I kept ignoring it, saying, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't want to, I'm going to be that person with depression that, has no problems. Most people with depression don't have problems, believe it or not. The only problem we have is constantly running from our brain, constantly trying to fight it instead of leaning into it. And now when I say lean into it, I don't mean, like I said, flop on the couch and just be like, oh, woe to me for the rest of my life. Everyone should pity me. No, I mean, lean into it and learn it. Relearn your brain, relearn your patterns. What set me off this time? What triggered me? Was there a reason? Sometimes I go into an episode and I have absolutely zero reason. And, and that I can think of. And But then, you know, that's when you start questioning things. That's when you start second guessing everything. I don't know why my brain is the way it is. I have a million things that I could think of, but when I look back throughout the course of my life, I realize, yes, this has been my life since I was a kid. You know, all those, the quietness, the moodiness, the squirreling like crazy, the fidgeting in class, not being able to pay attention sometimes, you know, getting out of high school with a B+ average and barely having opened a book. I'm not kidding, barely having opened a book. It also explains why geometry was so hard. I loved algebra. Geometry, not so much. Very hard for me. I could not grasp it to save my life. But it was no other reason than because of my brain. And I'm not using it as an excuse, but I think, wow, what if I had leaned into this sooner? Because I'll say, as an adult, I love learning. I love learning, but I can do it at my own pace now. And, you know, but I don't want to get stuck in that loop either of learning. And sometimes we do that. We're just like, well, how can I make myself better? And then we get stuck in that loop of trying to make ourselves better, not realizing we're already there. That we have to move on, that we have to move forward and trust whatever our path is. And by trusting whatever your path is trusting that the universe or your higher power or both are working with you, not against you. If you said, I want to go down path A, but you end up down path B, it's probably because path B either has a lesson for you or because it's the path you're meant to take. We don't always get to choose the path. We just have to trust the road in front of us. And the other day I was thinking, I'm all like, you know, it's like, I wonder how far I've come since I really started healing. And I really couldn't remember when I really dug in on my healing journey. And then, like I said, randomly that video showed up within the next 24 hours. And I was like, oh, that must have been it. And I do look back on that version of me with empathy and compassion. But I also thank her for being honest and putting aside any shame and putting it out there that, hey, this is what it also looks like. It's not always, you know, oh yeah, today I'm having a great day. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do this. Sometimes it is bawling your eyes out, feeling like the entire world is resting on your shoulders, even if it's not, even if you just picked it up and put it there, you know, or just having a meltdown because you have no idea why, just crying because the whole world just hurts. Everything just hurts that day. And by recognizing that now, I do know that if I can do it, any one of you can. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are going to run at it and say, or stop and turn around and go, I'm not running anymore. It's, you know, I see you and it's me and you. Me and you. It can get hard. I only sought professional help because I know I was turning 50 and I was stuck and I needed to figure out how to get unstuck. And because I didn't understand why I was stuck. It just felt like, you know, I had been on this healing journey and then I was just kind of still there. And it turns out I was not done with my healing journey. And, you know, but I also was keeping myself kind of stuck at the red light. I was unable to make the light go green. And so that's why I was still kind of like, what is happening? And so, you know, I embraced it. Not the easiest decision to make, but if you're going to do it, please seek some sort of professional help, whether it's a support group. I know I say this a lot to you guys and it's probably like a broken record by now, but I cannot stress enough. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you what I did. I can't tell you what will work for you, but I can tell you what worked for me. Because even if it doesn't work for you, you will find whatever it is that does work for you. But professional help or a very strong support group, if you can't afford the professional help, is something that you need to help move you through all of this, because it can be very upending and it can be very scary. And you need to make sure that you have these people there, because I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. You know, I don't want anyone's, you know, to just quit. The whole goal is to keep everybody in a place where they can figure out what they need to do to learn how to thrive. Go from survivor to thriver, you know, and sometimes it's not always an easy road, but boy, it's sure worth it at the end. When you get to the finish line of sorts, I mean, I feel like we're always learning something, but if there's something that you're trying to move through and you're struggling with it, you know, you're struggling with whatever it is that you are 100% trying to move through, when you come to, you know, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's kind of like, wow. I don't think seeing that video yesterday was intended to make me feel bad or to shame that person. It was to remind me how far I've come. And I'm grateful. And this is going to happen on some days. My brain is going to go rogue and it's going to be a little daunting, and it's, you know, nothing in front of me is going to make any sense. I mean, I saw that card, but I'm telling you right now, it was just like a jumble. It's kind of like, what is happening right now? What fresh hell is this? But, and I'm not faking it till I make it. I swear to you, this is not a fake it till I make it. This is just me going, whoa, that was wild. It was like a weird short kiddie roller coaster, like that you don't expect to be as crazy as it is. It's like, wow, what just happened? It's like, go in there, massage the brain. Where are my little masseuses for my brain to massage it? So anyways, like I said, I felt like, patience. I felt like pulling a card. So we're going to do that. I'm not really sure I helped you with today's card, you know, trust the universe, but trust the universe, trust the path. All right. Trust the process. I don't know that your level of faith definitely depends on how much you do that, but you know, look at people who believe in God, not the crazy ones, but the, you know, the good, humble, wonderful Christians out there that I know, you know, that don't try to kibosh everybody, that just go out there, live their lives, try to be good humans, be kind, be this, be that. They're happy for the most part, maybe not ecstatic, but, you know, but they trust. And sometimes that's exactly what it is, trusting the process. So, whoa, pardon me. Excuse me. That felt like a Muppet moment. Holy moly. Oh my God. You guys saw that card fly, right? Keep going. Oh, so not only did we get a Muppet moment, we got I felt very Kermit the Frog, didn't it? Or Fozzie Bear. That felt very Fozzie Bear. But seriously, if this isn't validation, I don't know what is. Keep going. I love that. Look at them wearing their low-rise jeans. I can't tell. Is that their... Oh, no, that's the jeans. No, or maybe... I don't know what that is. But they have their shoes off. And they're walking that yellow brick road. Into the rainbow. Into the universe. Into the light. Don't go into the light yet. Don't go into the light, Carolyn. Yeah. 10 points for you if you get that reference. Anyways, now all I can think of is clowns. Ugh, clown dolls. Clown dolls are evil. But, and I apologize to all the clown dolls in the world. But anyway, yeah, not a big fan of clowns. So, yeah, it's like the yellow brick road, right? And all the colors of the wind. There's another reference for you. Older siblings probably like, I don't get any of them. I'll give you a clue. The first one was Poltergeist. The second one was Pocahontas. So anyways, the Disney Pocahontas. All right. So keep going. Ho'omau. Ho'omau, perseverance, keep moving forward. Ho'omau is a Hawaiian word for perseverance, keep moving forward. All those things. But let's read about it. Let's read about it. There are many times when we feel like we've had enough, done enough, and been through enough. These feelings of frustration are just reminders that we are not yet where we want to be. Okay. But we are on our way. Take a moment to count the small milestones that are contributing to the bigger picture. Sometimes we can be so focused on where we are not that we forget just how far we've come. This is wild. Right now, it is important that you continue to move forward no matter how small the steps may seem. You are on the right track and success will be inevitable. But if you allow yourself to dwell on the negative thoughts or put your energy into things that you cannot control, then you are more likely to buy into the illusion of being stuck, and it will be harder for you to move forward. Keep going. Remember how I said at the beginning of this show, it's like, I feel like I need to pull a card. That was wild. That is freaking wild. All right. I'm sorry. If you came this far and you were watching this, or, you know, or if you just skipped the 40-minute mark and said, what is she up to today? Why is her brain doing this? That is crazy. Right? I mean, this is literally everything I was just talking about. Wow. I know. I'm not going to lie. I feel a little seen right now. I feel very seen right now. Sit up straight and... Oh, I appreciate all of you who ever make it this far in the videos, because sometimes, you know... wow, older sibling said she got all of them. I know, I don't mean to be mean, but you don't like horror movies and you don't watch cartoons or animated features. So I never know. Except Dumbo. Dumbo she will watch on repeat because that's her favorite. I mean, who doesn't love a cute little flying elephant? But yeah, I know, right? So there you go. I think that was the only card that was meant for us. Keep going. So no matter where you are on your journey, even if you're on a new journey, see that healing journey is behind me, but I know I'm on a new journey. I'm on a new journey to just, you know, keep figuring out ways to keep my brain balanced and to not shame myself on the days when, like today, it goes rogue, or when it goes rogue in such another way where you just don't even want to get out of bed. And because some days it really is overwhelming. Some days it can be so overwhelming that it's like you just freeze, right? Oh, Muddy says she can't watch Dumbo. It makes her cry too hard. When I was a kid and I saw Dumbo, I hated it. Not because of Dumbo, because Dumbo's cute, but because of, you know, the bullying that happens in that movie. I mean, it's some serious ass bullying. And I got bullied a lot when I was a kid. That was very awkward. And this is in Catholic school, for God's sakes. Man, people are mean. I mean, who'd ever imagine you go to Catholic school and that's where, you know, you learn how to swear. That's where you learn how to pick on people and be mean to people. But yeah, so it just kind of hurt me. And then older sibling wanted to watch it. So I reluctantly did so. And I was like, you know, the way it ends, good for you, Dumbo. Good for you. Just hang in there, right? Just hang in there. So anyway, all right. I know I have the unicorn oracles just staring at me going, come on, what about us? Oh, look, Blossom's on the front. I forgot I put her back in there. All right. I'll pull one more. All right, one more. Whatever it might be. Just so needy. But anyways, yeah. Sometimes I think doing the oracle cards helps my brain calm down. I don't know why. I don't know. That doesn't feel like it. Let's see if I can have another Muppet moment where it just goes flying out of the deck. Come on. I know you're in there. I know you're... Oh, there you are. It fell out, but I, for some reason, still needed to shuffle to the end. Got to complete that task. Toadstool. Secrets are revealed. All right, Toadstool. Secrets are revealed. So maybe, just maybe, what this is trying to tell you is that when you trust the universe or you trust your higher power and you move on the path that you're supposed to move down, the secrets of your world will be revealed. Not the knowledge of all the universe, but maybe the secrets and knowledge of your universe. How to deal with the things that you're going through, how to move through them without, you know, upending yourself so much that, you know, you become kind of incapacitated. And, you know, it can be scary. I get it. I do. I get it because I've been there. I've done that. Lots of us have been there and done that. But, you know, think about Dumbo, right? Secrets revealed. He had these big floppy ears. Everybody made fun of him. Oh, your baby, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, he used them to his advantage. That's a secret that's revealed. Right? That is a secret that's revealed. You can go through a lot of Disney movies and think about that. I mean, I don't know about so much the early ones, but the later ones all have messages, you know? Like Brave. I love Brave. That's one of my favorites. One of the first Disney princesses to not have to have a man come in and save her. And it's not that that's a bad thing. Romance is fun, right? But she was a strong character. And yeah, Moana, her secrets were revealed, right? That you know, the family. I mean, come on. The cartoon is quite like, what, 10 years old now? But her secrets were revealed, that her family, her people were voyagers. And so, you know, secrets aren't necessarily like, ooh, someone's whispering behind my back. What are they saying? Secrets are these unlocked treasures that are inside of us that are just waiting for us to get to it, to find it. The other thing I forgot to mention that I meant to when it comes to, you know, seeking professional help, you can also do it online. There are apps for it. There are doctors who will see you online if you don't, or on the phone. You know, they'll do a Zoom call with you if you don't want to go into the office or can't go into the office. So there's a lot of different ways to approach this now. And please, older sibling and I are going through something with a friend right now, and we're very, very concerned. Please, please, please take care of your mental health. Don't wait until you crack. All right. I don't mean that to be mean, but don't wait until you crack. Get the help you need now. Even if it's just a support group, find out if your insurance covers it, how much they cover, if they cover it. Maybe they'll cover the online thing. There are a lot of them now that will take insurance. Like I said, find a support group or find it's always good to have a core group of friends that won't just tell you what you want to hear, but will tell you what you need to hear. And if you're those friends, do it nicely. Don't be mean. Sometimes I come at people like, well, why didn't you know that? I'm not that person anymore. I try not to be. But, you know, sometimes she sneaks out. That rebel in me, that mean girl in me sometimes sneaks out and it's like, ooh, girl, you need to reel it back in. So anyways, secrets can mean a lot of things. I don't know what this card is going to say about it, but that's what I have to say about it. So, this is the Birch-Night Toadstool. Like a shroom. Just saying. Birch-Night toadstools are usually found on the forest floor under silver birch trees, hence the name. While it is edible, its flavor is quite bland. Metaphysically, toadstools are excellent hex breakers because they clear out poisonous people and situations. The Birch-Night toadstool, just like the birch tree, sweeps away the old and stale and brings in the new and fresh. This unicorn shows up when things have been kept carefully hidden, when things that have been kept carefully hidden are brought into the light. You may find what was concealed being revealed to you when you draw this card. If you have been lied to or kept in the dark about something, the truth is now likely to be exposed. This card reveals secrets. Telepathically, we already know the truth, even if you are not fully conscious of it. You can absolutely pick up and know the things that you need to know if you focus. Prepare yourself for some kind of revelation when Toadstool pops up. By the same token, if you've been concealing or hiding something, then it's time to own up and tell the truth. As the old Shakespeare line goes, the truth will out. Or, in the newer version, the truth will set you free. So better to be honest in the first place and save yourself the trouble. When in doubt, always choose honesty. Yeah, I'm a bad liar anyway, so I am. When I lie, I tend to giggle. Which, see, I just talk about it and I can't do it. Sibling and I are both bad liars. But which is not a bad thing, right? It's kind of stupidly endearing. But yeah. So there you go. Like I said, I don't know if that card, anybody that got this far, if this card is something that you needed to hear, like maybe you are holding something in that you need to talk about, or maybe someone's hiding something from you and you know it and you're like, dude, the truth will out. Okay, Shakespeare said it. The truth will out. But whatever the case, I also told you my piece. My piece is, again, one last time before I let you all go for the weekend. If you follow your path, you trust in your path, you trust the process, your body, your brain, whatever, your path will reveal the secrets for you of the things that you need to heal. And maybe they'll pop up like little toadstools, right? People say that if you find a little group of mushrooms, it's a little fairy, like a little fairy area, like the fairies hang out there, right? Just because sometimes you're walking and all of a sudden there's just like this little patch of mushrooms. And it's like the fairies. I remember if you watched the Smurfs when you were a kid, I loved the Smurfs. Not the movies, the original cartoon. They all lived in mushrooms. You know, I mean, they were supposed to be technically 4 apples high, so those must have been some pretty big ass mushrooms. But whatever the case, all right, whatever the case, if you were keeping something from yourself or you are afraid, just move forward. I love Muddy's all. I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms too. In fact, what is the one in Mario? Is his name Toadstool or Toady? Whatever it is. He's so cute. I know. I love the Mario movies. I know. What can I say? I'm a big kid. What? I love cartoons. But was it Toady? But Yoshi's my favorite. The little turtle. Oh my God. You guys know I love turtles. But Toady. When I watched the Mario movie, not the first one, but the one that came out a couple years ago, I was like, he opened his mouth. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love. He's so cute. He's so teeny and cute. But be honest with yourself. I think that's the biggest takeaway we can get from that card. Be honest with yourself and the people around you. But more so if you are on that healing journey, be honest with yourself. You know, allow yourself to go, hey, what is it that I need to do to help try to balance myself, to help figure things out, right? So let's see, a friend just gave me a little sodalite mushroom a couple of days ago. It's sitting in my kitchen window. Oh my God, sodalite's great. Sodalite's good for writers too. That is an inspirational stone, but I love that. So now I know, mushrooms, octopi, Muddy loves all the cool little things. So anyways, and then Sibling and Dumbo. Dumbo is cute. And I have to thank Disney for finally making it easier, a little bit easier, not a lot easier, but a little bit easier to start finding Dumbo stuff. Finding Dumbo stuff was like trying to find Goofy stuff. And even older siblings like, well, Goofy's easier because he's Mickey's friend. You would think, right? No, it's always Donald and Pluto. And no, I don't know why Pluto doesn't stand on 2 legs and talk. Goofy's just special. So anyways, I don't know what those eyebrows are for, but all right, now I'm just rambling. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day and a great and safe weekend. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. Thank you for dealing with my brain today. Thank you for dealing with my ADHD brain today, you know, and oh, okay. So Muddy says, Dumbo is my favorite Disney character. He couldn't be cuter if he tried. Great. So now older sibling and Muddy are both good. Oh, God. The two of them. Older sibling loves elephants anyway. But Dumbo is her favorite Disney character also, obviously, as I just mentioned 5 million times. So, all right. So you two girls. Every time I talk to you guys seem to have more and more in common. I love it. So anyways, all right. We got 2 Dumbo fans. So Dumbo is gaining in popularity here. But anyways, yeah. I mean, come on. He has his own right at Disneyland. So, oh, see? And she loves elephants too. I love it. These girls they kill me. They're so cute. So anyways, all right. Like I said, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. You can see me across the board on social media. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. And please, please, please take care of yourselves. Girls, thank you for watching. And for anybody that watches later, thank you as well for tuning in. Have a great day.